Let me tell you a secret, loves. The most intoxicating seductions happen in the silence between words. That delicate space where anticipation builds and imagination runs wild is where true attraction begins to bloom. It's in those unspoken moments that real connection takes root, growing stronger with each passing second of charged silence. It's in the way your hips sway ever so slightly when you walk past him, creating a rhythm that catches his eye and holds it there, mesmerized by the poetry of your movement. It's in the deliberate pace of your steps, neither hurried nor hesitant, but confident in their natural grace. It's the way your fingers linger on the stem of your wineglass just a heartbeat too long, tracing invisible patterns that hint at sensuality without ever being explicit. That simple touch, so innocent yet so charged with meaning, communicates volumes more than any rehearsed compliment ever could. It's the way you can make an entire room hold its breath without even trying, your presence becoming the gravitational center around which all energy orbits. This magnetic quality isn't something you can fake, it emanates from a place of authentic self possession. This isn't about manipulation, it's about magnetism, about understanding the primal language of attraction that exists beneath conscious awareness, about recognizing that true allure lives in what you don't say, in the spaces between words where real connection flourishes. It's about mastering the art of suggestion rather than statement, invitation rather than demand. That when you master this silent language, this ancient form of communication that speaks directly to the senses, you won't need pickup lines or flirty texts that feel contrived and manufactured. You'll have something far more powerful at your disposal. You'll have them captivated by just being, by the simple yet profound act of existing fully in your own skin. So light those candles, creating an atmosphere that speaks to all the senses at once. Pour yourself something decadent that reminds you of your own worth with every sip. And let me show you how to become utterly irresistible without uttering a single word. The journey to becoming magnetic begins with understanding that the most powerful seduction tool you possess is already within you. Welcome to Les Essences, where sophistication meets authenticity, and where every lesson is designed to elevate your presence to its highest expression. I'm Liz, your guide through this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. And this is where standards are non-negotiable, where we refuse to settle for mediocrity in any aspect of life, and where crowns stay polished because we understand that maintaining our equality is a daily practice, not an occasional effort. This space is created for those who seek to embody excellence, not just as an aspiration, but as a way of life. For women who understand that refinement is the ultimate form of self-respect. Today, we're diving deep into the transformative art of how to seduce without saying a word, exploring the subtle nuances of nonverbal communication that can create powerful connections. We'll examine the psychology behind attraction and the science of body language that speaks volumes even in complete silence. Because let's be brutally honest, anyone can send a flirty text filled with suggestive emojis or bat their lashes on command like some predictable character from a romantic comedy. These surface level tactics might work temporarily, but they lack the depth and authenticity that creates lasting impression. But this ancient wisdom I'm about to share with you, this is about the ancient art of silent seduction that has captivated hearts across centuries and cultures. It's about understanding that sometimes the most powerful statements are made without words. The kind of magic that lives in the arch of your brow when something amuses you, the thoughtful tilt of your head when you're truly listening, the way you can make a man forget his own name without ever opening your mouth to speak a single syllable. This level of presence doesn't come from memorizing lines or practicing gestures in the mirror until they become mechanical. It flows from a place of genuine self-possession. This isn't about games. It's about gravity, about becoming so aligned with your feminine energy, so comfortable in the power of your own presence, that people are naturally pulled into your orbit, drawn by an authenticity that cannot be fabricated. It's about cultivating an inner richness that radiates outward, creating an aura of fascination around everything you do. And the most delicious part, the secret that transforms this from mere technique into transformative practice. It all begins with how you feel about yourself first, with the relationship you cultivate with your own essence before anyone else ever enters the picture. When you become your own first love, every gesture becomes infused with that self-appreciation. So sit back, create space for yourself in this moment. Relax into the wisdom of your own body, and let's awaken your most magnetic self, the version of you that communicates volumes without saying a word. Lesson 1. The foundation upon which all silent seduction is built. Your body speaks volumes before your mouth ever opens, telling stories through the subtlest shifts in posture and the smallest gestures that often go consciously unnoticed, yet register powerfully in the subconscious mind. Before you even exchange greetings, your physical presence has already made dozens of statements about your confidence, your mood, and your availability. Seduction starts with how you inhabit your own skin, with the relationship you have with your physical self, with the comfort and ownership you feel in your own presence. It begins with posture that communicates self respect, not rigid or forced, but naturally aligned and at ease. Notice how I just touched my collarbone in that gentle, almost absent minded way. That gesture draws attention to a vulnerable area, while simultaneously demonstrating comfort with my own body. That wasn't accidental or random, it was a deliberate choice disguised as spontaneity. Every movement in the art of silent seduction should be intentional yet effortless, appearing natural while being strategic. When you walk into a room, don't slink in hoping to be invisible nor storm in demanding attention. Instead, move like you're already being watched but completely comfortable with that attention. Shoulders back without tension, spine lengthened with natural confidence, hips swaying just enough to make your skirt brush against your thighs in a rhythm that speaks to something primal and instinctive. Your walk should be a perfect balance of purpose and pleasure, communicating that you know where you're going but are enjoying every step of the journey. And eye contact? Darling, that's your secret weapon in the arsenal of silent communication, the most direct way to establish connection without words. Used correctly, it can create more intimacy in 5 seconds than an hour of conversation. Try this seemingly simple yet devastatingly effective technique. Catch his gaze from across the room, not by accident, but with gentle intention. Hold it long enough for his pulse to quicken, for that electric current of recognition to pass between you. Then slowly, painfully slowly, as if reluctantly breaking a spell, look away, as if you've suddenly remembered something more interesting than this momentary connection. That tiny moment of rejection, that subtle withdrawal of attention. It'll live rent free in his mind for days, creating a vacuum that he'll instinctively want to fill. The key to this delicate dance is to make him feel like he's discovering you rather than being pursued by you. Like every glance you bestow is a privilege he's earned rather than a gift freely given. This creates the intrigue that fuels pursuit, the mystique that transforms curiosity into fascination. Now let's talk about micro seductions, those tiny, seemingly unconscious gestures that communicate femininity and sensuality without ever being overtly sexual or obvious. These subtle movements might appear insignificant individually, but collectively they create a symphony of attraction that operates beneath conscious awareness, yet leaves a powerful impression. I'm referring to those fleeting moments that happen in the spaces between conversation, the physical poetry that plays out in ordinary movements, made extraordinary through intention and awareness. Consider the way you tuck your hair behind your ear only for it to fall forward again, that delicate dance between order and disorder that creates a natural opportunity for repetition of the gesture. Watch how this simple movement draws attention to your face, frames your features, and creates a moment of vulnerability that invites protection. Observe the mesmerizing effect of crossing and uncrossing your legs just slowly enough to make him forget how to breathe, not because the movement itself is provocative, but because the deliberateness with which you perform it suggests a woman completely at home in her body, aware of its power without needing to apologize for it. Notice the impact when you bite your lip, not because you're nervous or uncertain, but because you know exactly what it does to him. How it draws attention to your mouth, suggests sensuality, and awakens imagination without saying a word. These aren't tricks designed to manipulate or deceive, loves. They're enhancements of what already makes you divine, amplifications of your natural feminine energy. They're ways of honoring your body's innate language, rather than suppressing it behind stiff formality or exaggerating it into caricature. Your hands. They should never be idle or anxious, always moving with purpose and grace, whether it's adjusting a strap on your dress with delicate precision, or toying with your necklace in a way that draws the eye to your décolletage. Your mouth. It should be either curved in a mysterious smile that suggests you're enjoying a private thought too delicious to share, or wrapped around the rim of your glass in a way that demonstrates appreciation for life's pleasures. Every movement, from the way you tilt your head when listening to how you lean slightly forward to share a confidence, should whisper, look closer, there's more to discover here. Because here's the truth that has remained unchanged throughout human history. Men fall in love with mystery, not with explanations. They are captivated by what remains unrevealed, tantalized by what must be earned rather than freely given. Let him wonder about the thoughts behind your smile. Let him work to decipher the meaning behind your glance. Let him ache to hear your voice after experiencing the eloquence of your silence. This anticipation creates a hunger for connection that casual conversation can never satisfy. But here's the golden rule, loves, the paradoxical truth that ties everything together and elevates these practices from mere techniques to an authentic art form. Detachment is your greatest ally in the dance of attraction. The moment you stop trying to seduce, the instant you release your grip on the outcome and simply allow yourself to be fully present, is the moment you become truly irresistible. This isn't reverse psychology or playing hard to get. It's about cultivating genuine self-sufficiency that makes connection a choice rather than a need. When you're lost in your own world, laughing with genuine abandon with friends who light up your spirit, surrendering completely to the music that moves through you like a living current, savoring your drink with such authentic pleasure that it becomes almost a meditation. That's when they become desperate for your attention, curious about what could possibly be so captivating that you need nothing beyond your own experience. Your energy should communicate without words. I'm already complete within myself. My happiness doesn't depend on your validation or attention. You're just lucky to be here witnessing it. This magnetic self-containment creates a gravitational pull that's nearly impossible to resist because it speaks to something we all crave: authentic joy that comes from within rather than approval that depends on others. So dance like no one's watching, even though everyone is, moving to the rhythm of your own internal music rather than performing for external validation. Lean into conversations that light you up, that spark genuine curiosity and excitement rather than those that might strategically position you in someone's line of sight. Engage with the world around you with such genuine interest and appreciation that your fascination becomes contagious. Be so consumed by your own joy, so present in your own experience of life's pleasures, that he has no choice but to want to be part of it, to crave access to whatever source of happiness seems to flow so effortlessly through you. That's the secret sauce that no dating guide will tell you. That's the indefinable quality that turns heads without trying. That's how you make them chase without ever taking a single step in pursuit. Because nothing, absolutely nothing, is more alluring than a woman who doesn't need the attention, but carries herself with such authentic grace that all attention naturally flows to her. A woman who chooses to bestow her focus rather than begging for others. This self-contained radiance creates the most powerful form of attraction, one based on addition rather than filling an absence. Now go practice your silent seduction, loves. Take these principles into the world and observe how they transform, not just how others perceive you, but how you experience yourself. Test these waters gradually, noticing how small shifts in your physical presence create ripples in your interactions. Practice the art of meaningful eye contact, of deliberate movement, of comfortable silence that builds anticipation rather than awkwardness. Experiment with being fully present in your body, with allowing yourself to enjoy physical sensations without self-consciousness. But most importantly, remember that all these external practices are merely reflections of an internal reality. The most powerful thing you'll ever wear isn't that perfectly fitted dress that hugs your curves or that signature red lipstick that makes your smile unforgettable. Though these certainly have their place in your arsenal of self-expression, the most magnetic force you possess is the unshakable knowing that resides in your core. That quiet confidence that requires no external validation, that settled certainty that you are the prize in any interaction. This isn't arrogance or entitlement, it's a deep recognition of your inherent worth that doesn't diminish anyone else's value. It's understanding that your presence is a gift, not because you're perfect or superior, but because you bring something unique and irreplaceable to every room you enter. So move through the world like you're giving people the gift of your presence, like your attention is valuable currency to be spent mindfully rather than scattered carelessly. Carry yourself with the quiet dignity of someone who knows her worth without needing to announce it. Project the serene confidence of a woman who understands that true power lies in selective vulnerability rather than impenetrable walls. And watch, just watch with curious detachment, how they scramble to deserve it, how they intuitively recognize the authentic value you represent and adjust their behavior accordingly. The most profound seduction has always been unconscious, not manipulating others, but simply embodying such completeness within yourself that connection with you becomes something to be earned rather than a need to be fulfilled.